Hi, Weather Joey here, sending out a message to the future about the present. We're in 2020 and I want to do a little review of fall 2020 and into December. So let's get to it right away so you know what we were experiencing at this time. I have no idea how you'll be viewing this in the future. Things will probably have changed. Maybe YouTube's still around, I don't know, but it's on record here. This is from the last forecast. Anyway, September started out warmer than usual, and we probably would have been into heat wave temperatures if it was not for the smoke that came up from the south, from the US, with heavy wildfires down there, devastating wildfires. Smoke spread up to us, brought our air quality right down, and really made things sort of apocalyptically hazy here, especially in 2020. It was a weird feeling, I tell you. But that was in the beginning of September. As we got to mid-September, things started to transition just pretty averagely, if that's a word, into fall through mid-September as systems started to arrive on the coast. That carried us into an October and November that, if you looked at them as 2 months together, very average fall as far as temperatures, maybe a slight bit milder than average. Storm activity, quite average, and precipitation, quite average. We would say that November was a bit stormier than October, but that's pretty typical of the time too. So a very average fall. The one thing that stood out was as we got to the end of October, excuse me, we had a an influx of cool Arctic air, and that was one of the earliest Arctic air pushes we've had probably in the last 30 years. So that was one to note on the calendar. That was probably the biggest anomaly for October and November. But other than that, we haven't seen any sort of Arctic air push throughout all the way through December. So because of that, December has been, our average temperatures have been about 1.5 degrees milder than average, and that's really because we haven't seen much Arctic air. Otherwise, December's continued fairly stormy. We're a bit above average on precipitation, and like I said, about 1.5 degrees milder than average. The thing that really showed us, so down at sea level, we've got a pretty typical sort of transition from fall to winter. No real signs of winter. Really, the signs of winter have been up in the hills, where these systems coming in through December from the west-southwest, from the west, were cool enough to drop plenty of snow up in the hill and really build that snowpack, particularly above 2,500 feet. So that's where we really declare winter, about mid-December this year, when that snow started to pile up, making the skiers happy. But down here, it's really been sort of just wet and windy and stormy as all the leaves brushed away down onto the ground, everywhere soggy. So really the end of December, we're soggy right now. Feels like a lot of rain. It's just a bit above average, but we're going into what looks like a very wet start to 2021 with at least a week of rain coming for beginning of January and more wind. And like I said, lots of rain with that. But at the same time, lots of snow up in the hills will be piling up even more. La Nina, I don't really want to talk about La Nina right now. Well, I guess I will a little bit. We're in a mild La Nina. I'm still not convinced of the direct correlations between La Nina and the weather. I think there is some, but I've been looking at that over the years. But maybe you guys will know a lot more about that in the future. In fact, I'm sure you will. So anyway, that's a wrap up for fall 2020. We're all looking forward to getting into 2021 because we've had a tough 2020. You can read up on that and the COVID thing. And who knows what 2021 will bring, but you guys will know. That's trippy. Anyway. We're headed into winter. We will do a recap. See you next time. Recap in maybe February, March. We'll see how that how winter ends up, and we will see you then. Anyway, take care. Hope you're doing well in the future, and talk to you soon.